Hey y'all, this is AL Thick Madame. Y'all, I am back again with another thoughts post. I didn't realize I put so much stuff up that's like, okay, let's think about this, let's talk about this, let's discuss it. There's like a lot of stuff that's really been going on. Like I said earlier, but I did not realize there was this much. I promise y'all, this one won't be as long as the last one. I apologize for that, but y'all, when I start talking about certain things, it's just like, anyway, so to start this one off, what do y'all think about vaccinations? Because, there have been a lot of reports lately about these parents that sit up here, they child and got sick, come to find out they've never been vaccinated, whatever, y'all. So the last thing that I posted about vaccinations was that there are certain pediatricians that are turning the parents and children away who have not been vaccinated. They're just looking at them like, you gonna have to go somewhere else, like for real, because ain't nobody got time. So, you know what I'm saying? I grew up in that time where we had to get vaccinated in order to go to school. Cool. I don't know if y'all remember that needle. It's called something where it has it's a circle and there's a whole bunch of needles within that circle. And you had to get your shot right here. Y'all, I hated that. You had to get pricked or whatever it is they did right here on your arm. Like every 7 years you had to get that done or something like that. And your other vaccinations once every however many years as well. But yeah, y'all, what do y'all think about that? You know what I'm saying? I have friends and just other people that I have no problem discussing certain things with who feel as though if you are vaccinated, what is the harm in having a child that has not been vaccinated around them? That means you're not going to get anything, right? And so for me, my argument for that is no, it's the same difference as having on a condom. Don't sit up here and say, oh, I have a condom on, so, I'm going to be 100% fine. No, those aren't even 100%, as we all know. You know what I'm saying? Just because you have the vaccination, that doesn't mean you are 100% protected. What it means is that you have a better chance to fight whatever might come your way. You know what I'm saying? You might be protected against that. You might. You know what I'm saying? Because there are people who are getting the measles and the mumps. And it's like, where are y'all coming from? What all this? Out of nowhere. After how many years? When I was growing up, I don't remember if I told y'all, when I was growing up, I got the chicken pox and I had something called impetigo. With the chicken pox, I was literally in preschool when I got it, y'all. I got it like a week or two before my birthday. My birthday is very special to myself and a lot of other people. My birthday is on Valentine's Day. I don't celebrate what the, Saint Valentine, all that stuff. I believe in love, like real love and all that stuff. Being nice, being kind, whatever. Everything that has been surrounding my birthday while I was growing up, when I was in school, it was always, everybody was so nice. Everybody was so sweet. Everybody showed love, kindness, everything positive. So that's what I focus on when it comes to my birthday. So I was young. I was in preschool, y'all. So apparently there was this little boy who had the same exact sweater, like sweater that I had. And he proceeded to take my sweater, and I told him that it was my sweater. Argued this boy up and down, told him that it was my sweater. He was like, no, it's not, whatever. So I think it did end up being my sweater. He gave it back. Y'all, the boy had chicken pox. I ended up getting chicken pox from him. I could not stand this boy, apparently. This is my mama will tell you this story like it happened yesterday. It amazes me how great of a memory she has. So anyway, got into this full on back and forth with the little boy about my sweater. And we are a part of what is considered to be the working poor. My family did not have time for nobody to be sitting up here taking nothing of mine, especially not a clothing article. No, not something that keep me warm. No. So anyway, the boy ends up I get chicken pox from him. Y'all, so realized what it was, went to the doctor for it. They told my mama what I had to do. I knew my birthday was coming up. Y'all, the day of my birthday came, and it kind of makes me sad also to think about this because of who's involved. So the day of my birthday came. My mama eventually took me up to my paternal grandmother's home. She's now deceased. All my grandparents are deceased. She was my last living grandparent. She was 96 years old when she passed away. The day before Easter 2 years ago. So anyway, my mama took me to her house, and my mama she had to go to the store to get some more oatmeal and all this other stuff. She heard what the doctor told her I had to do oatmeal baths, all this other stuff. And so my grandmama, she, kept me. And I remember being in her tub full of oatmeal, and they had this Aveeno, like all this stuff. Like we normally didn't buy name brand, not for real like that. We ain't have it like that. You had to get what you could get. My mama had to pull out the money for the Aveeno. Like it was bad. I think they had a bar, and that's what she ended up getting. And she actually had to go to the store to get some more of the actual oats. So anyway, did that. And y'all, I was so sad because I knew they were gonna have a party. They always had parties for, stuff like that. Even though I was a head start, I already knew they were gonna have a party. I was so sad, y'all. So what happened was my mama came and I was in my grandmama's tub. So eventually when I got out, my mama, gave me all kinds of stuff. And apparently she went to the school. The kids were, kind of sad that I wasn't there. They knew it was my birthday. And my mama brought all kinds of little cards and Valentine's Day cards and stuff, birthday cards, all the little goodies and stuff. So it made me a little bit happier than I was going to ever be anyway, because I was sad that day. So that happened with that. Y'all, then when I had impetigo, I was in elementary, playing in the sandbox with people and all that stuff. Y'all, it was just too much. When I tell you, impetigo is so painful. If you ain't never had impetigo, look here, wait a minute. I'm going to read it off to you because it's very contagious. All right, y'all. So impetigo. Let me spell it for y'all. IMPETIGO. And it's also called school sores. Ain't that crazy? But yeah, y'all. It was funny because that's what the doctor diagnosed me with. But what a lot of people see the first things you see when you look it up, people have sores around their mouth and their nose. I didn't have it there. It's highly contagious. It's a skin infection that causes red sores on the face. That's what the main thing says right here. That's not what happened to me, but that's what I was diagnosed with. When I had it on my legs and my arms. And what happens is it creates this water-filled like bump, so to speak. And it's literally like big, like it hurts and it itches at the same time. I'm the type of person that I am easily irritated by stuff. The slightest little bitty bite mark from an animal, the saliva or whatever from that animal or whatever the situation, a scratch apparently from the impetigo situation that happened when I was in the sandbox and stuff at school. Y'all, I'm done. So anyway, it's super contagious. They used to have to tell me not to scratch, and I would have to sit up there and try to use mind over matter. And I'm still young when this happened to me, y'all. I was at that time, at one point in time, I ended up being at my maternal grandmother's house. And that's when some more Aveeno and stuff came out, and some more oatmeal baths again. Had to do that. Y'all, when I tell y'all, it was so bad. The problem is if you sit up there and you scratch it and you bust it, and you get the liquid on yourself, it actually ends up spreading more. More will form and all the other stuff. And then especially if you get it on your hands, under your nails, and you scratch somewhere else, you get it wherever. I think I ended up scratching my stomach or something. or a little bit of the liquid got on my stomach, and then I ended up having to scratch it. Y'all, it was so bad. Oh my gosh, I don't wish that on my worst enemy. I really don't. But yeah, I had impetigo as well. I don't wish that on nobody. But I said all that to say, I believe in vaccinations. I want to say to a certain degree, but at the same time, it's like I don't know, because I don't believe in getting the flu shot anymore. I haven't had a flu shot in over 10 years. My parents get it religiously, but both of them have had the flu, like after they've gotten it. So you know how a lot of people say, well, when you get the flu after you've gotten the shot, that means you already had the flu or whatever. I don't know if there's any validity in that. I don't know, but I just know I've never had the flu. I ain't never had that. I ain't never had pneumonia. I ain't never had none of that stuff. But I just don't believe in getting flu shots anymore. All the stuff I used to get back in the day, I feel like it did its purpose. But the things that I did get, it was because, like I said before, I've had people who sneeze directly in my face, cough directly in my face, people touch me and all that stuff when they had really highly contagious skin diseases, like the chickenpox and impetigo. So those were the only instances where I would actually get sick. I always used to get perfect attendance in school, except when I was in Head Start. That 1 week I was out for that, and I think I was out 1 week when I had impetigo. That was the only time. Other than that, I always would get perfect attendance awards. Like, I used to be so angry when I would miss school. I didn't care if it was a snow day that we had to observe, because back in the day, we didn't even get snow. We randomly had a snow in 1992 or something. I don't know, randomly one time. But otherwise, we never would get snow. So I was just like, we got to take this snow day because we don't even get snow. Y'all, it was just a lot. So anyway, I'm sorry for rambling on, but at times I'm on the fence, but at times I'm like, okay, that's why when this situation happened, these situations have been happening a whole lot more frequently, where these parents are going to the hospital, their children are in distress, and all this stuff is going on with them, and they're like, oh my gosh, help my child, and then they find out they have no records on them because they have never gotten any vaccinations done. People don't feel sorry for you. And it's like, well, I need you to do something now because they have this. It's like, you should have had them vaccinated. It wouldn't have been as bad, or it would have never happened had you had them vaccinated. So it's like, y'all let me know down in the comment section what y'all think about that, because to me, it can get kind of sticky. So on to a lighter note. Let me know how many of y'all are into the Game of Thrones down in the comment section. Oh Lord, y'all, I saw the first ever episode. That last 3 to 5 minutes tore my nerves down so bad that I was just like, I need a minute. I need a minute. And I think I saw that 2 years ago, then 2 or 3 years ago. Y'all, it tore my nerves down what happened. Spoiler alert, I'm about to say what happened. So if you're going to watch this, don't watch the next 30 seconds. What tore my nerves up was that they threw this child out of a building. They threw him out of the castle or whatever it was. I was like, what, we throwing children out of buildings? Y'all tore my nerves up, but somebody kind of spoiled me and told me that child didn't die, but still, whatever. Anyway, I digress. Y'all let me know how many Game of Thrones people I have up in here. How many are y'all up in here? Because it's supposed to be getting back started. I have not started it back up, but I wanted to watch it like all weekend to try to start catching up. And I don't know why. At first they were talking about it was gonna start back towards the end of this year, but then out of nowhere, months ago, they were talking about April. I was like, what? And y'all, I kept forgetting about it. Everything kept happening. I'm just like, dang, it's about to happen now. It done came back, so now I'm late. So anyway, let's see. I talked about the vaccinations. So another thing that happened, y'all. Unfortunately, in Durham, North Carolina, there was an explosion and it killed one person. I haven't gotten an update or anything about it, but so far I heard that one person was killed and others, suffered minor injuries. But they showed the building. I don't know if it was an apartment or what, but it's just like, oh my gosh, it's really too much. So Praying for those families that are involved, that have to deal with burying someone, and the people who have to deal with the process that goes along with healing. Oh, Lord, y'all. So that's a lot. I used to live in Raleigh, North Carolina, so it's literally right next door, basically. So anyway, moving on to the next thing. Hopefully y'all have heard about this. This is something upbeat and positive that happened. Y'all, did y'all hear about the Good Samaritan that donated a car to a Mississippi man? Apparently there was this guy who walks like, ooh, Lord, I forgot how long the man walks to work. And then he stands and works for like 8.5 or more hours and then walks back home. Like, he walks a ridiculous amount of time. And somebody donated him a car. I think that is so amazing, y'all. I love when people do stuff like that. There are really amazing people in the world. All right, so the next thing that I want to discuss, oh my gosh, I didn't even see it. And this is something I do want to discuss. Y'all, what do y'all think about the people who were in the HBCU sex cult or whatever, sex ring that went down? It was something about HBCU. It's kind of like the sororities and fraternities or whatever. I think it has something to do with people who were having sex with people in order to get ahead in the fraternity. Hold on, let me look that up real quick because I don't want to keep saying it wrong if I'm saying it wrong. Hold on. Okay, so I was right. It is talking about, last I saw, 7 people were indicted in HBCU prostitution ring involving the AKA sorority, y'all. They be doing the most. So, whew, y'all. 7 people are facing jail time due to a scandal that rocketed Fort Valley State University. All right. They said that this woman is the ringleader in the prostitution ring. Her name is Alicia Janetta Johnson. She's almost 50 years old. She served as an executive assistant to the president of the university and was a graduate advisor to the Alpha Kappa Alpha sorority. Allegedly performed sex acts in exchange for money and helped to provide prostitutes to prominent men in the college community located in South Atlanta. Oh, Lord. She has since been charged with 6 counts of prostitution, 3 counts of pimping, and 2 counts of solicitation of sodomy. 6 men were also indicted on 1 count each of solicitation of sodomy. She faces a maximum of up to 12 months in prison and up to $1,000 fines per count. The 6 men who were indicted include Ernest Harvey, 47, Kenneth Howard, 56, Ryan Jenkins, 35, Charles Johnson, 57, Arthur James Nance Jr., 46, and Devontae Little, 26. Following the indictment, AKA leaders withdrew the chapter's privileges pending the outcome of the investigation. Lord have mercy, they did the most. Oh, gosh. Whew. You know, this was way too much. And I actually want to ask y'all something else, because there might be quite a few of y'all who are part of these sororities and these fraternities, and I'm very curious to know what y'all thoughts are on this in particular. What do y'all think about the actual, how I want to say it, you know what I'm saying, as far as getting with and trying to get and become a part of such a process, an organization? For me, a long time ago, I wanted to be either a Zeta, Sigma Rho, just a Zeta or a Sigma Rho, because they seemed like they were more actually, you know, about sisterhood. And most of the people that I encountered, at least at Alabama State University and a few of the other surrounding HBCUs that, you know, I've actually stepped foot on their campus and have seen people in action who had the colors on, they were wearing the paraphernalia. I saw how it was. I I never pledged, and when I was close to pledging, I told y'all before that I used to work at Alabama State University's Office of Records and Registration, right? As a student doing my work study program. Now, I used to get people who would offer me cash money to change their grades because they needed to maintain a certain grade point average in order to even be considered to become a part of such organizations, right? And I'm just like, y'all doing the most to try to buy letters just to say I'm here. I'm just for you to be like, I'm wearing these colors and I'm at a party and I want to stroll. And I'm just like, y'all doing too much. And I have seen such an influx of videos on YouTube where people are saying, I used to be a part of this specific fraternity or sorority, but I no longer affiliate with them, and this is why. Y'all, one of the most powerful videos that I've seen on it was where this girl said that she used to be a part of whatever sorority, and she said she's no longer dealing with them or whatever. Somebody died. One of the girls died, and when they had her funeral, they went to the funeral home and they asked to be along with her because that was their sorority sister. They wanted to pray over her or whatever. Apparently, they went in the room and they did some kind of ritualistic stuff over her body. And when her mama and them came in the room, they said the aura fell off, everything fell off, someone write about it. And whatever, y'all. Apparently, just a lot of people just like, it's more to this than y'all think. And it ain't nothing to be a part of. And the stuff that they recite is just not of God, especially if you claim to be a Christian and you're doing this. Like I probably would lose a lot of my friends if they really knew how hard I am dead set against this. But I mean, that's your prerogative, do what you want to do. But I am more inclined to believe these people who actually lived that life. They literally were out there like, I live, die, and everything for this organization. They really were out there like that. And then their eyes were opened somehow to what it really was about. And I'm just like, wow, I really was about to be a part of such a thing. Like, this is too much. Like, I really wanted to be a part of it. And it wasn't because, oh, I want to be in with the in crowd. I never was popular like that, and I want to be with the in crowd. No, I actually thought it was going to be about sisterhood. I thought it really was going to be about giving back and actually working with some powerful people. And it just got to a point where a lot of people were trying to they really were trying to convince me to do it, because it was like, look, ultimately, if you want a good job, you need to be in with these people, because if you don't get in with them, you have less of a chance to get where you want to get. And a lot of people will tell you, you get amazing job opportunities and other opportunities, you know, that are on the same level, if not better, when you are affiliated with them. And they see, oh, you this, oh, okay. And it's like, wow, you don't have the qualifications, even though there are jobs that you're starting out anyway, because you have to, you know, start somewhere in order to build any type of a qualification that do anything in life. And there are people who were I know there are so many people that I knew that were alphas and AKAs and I didn't really know anybody that were Zetas that were doing these things. But anyway, certain organizations, I've seen these people. They really would do nothing at school. They were paying for their letters. They were trash when it came to doing actual schoolwork, but every time you looked up, they were at every single party. They wouldn't show up for the community service. They wouldn't do any of the things they needed to do that really was associated with being in the community, doing things for the community, whatever. But when it came time for them to be like, oh, I'm about to graduate, I want me a job somewhere. If they even would graduate, y'all, somebody, I don't even want to get into it, and this person is very popular. I think he finally graduated a couple of years ago, and when I got to ASU, he had been there like 7 years. And I was just like, oh, Lord, Jesus, sir. And I think he finally graduated after 10, 15 years. And this was undergrad. And I'm like, you just were at school partying this whole time. Y'all, and there's a whole lot of other things that go along with that. Outside of that, y'all, if I went into the intricacies, y'all would be like, okay, this is way too much. But there are a lot of people who are affiliated that I've seen firsthand. They are affiliated because they know the power that goes along with saying, I am affiliated with this organization. And I think that is ridiculous. My thing is, if I'm doing the work, if I have proved myself, why can't I have an amazing shot at where I'm trying to go as well, and not be like, oh, I'm gonna pick them because that's my frat brother, you know what I'm saying? Versus, oh, this person actually has the qualifications. They actually were out there in the community doing these things. They got all these amazing recommendations from people who saw them doing what they needed to do when they were in class. They were out there doing the services that they needed to do outside of the classroom. It was just a lot of different factors that would prove that the other person who was not a part of the organization deserved the shot and that chance to get that job or whatever it is they set out for, versus the person who was affiliated with that organization. Now, all people that I know are not bad like that. I have several friends who are part of these organizations and they are nothing like that. But I just really hope that if there really is full truth about some of the experiences that these ex-members have experienced that are real, if that really is for real, I hope that they never experience it. And hopefully, like, if there's any truth to what that girl was saying, it just seems like your soul, if you're supposed to be a Christian and you're dealing with this group and then you die, they come over there and they do some kind of hoodoo voodoo over your body, your soul might never go to heaven or wherever you thought you was gonna go. You know what I'm saying? They might be damning you to hell. And I was just like, wait a minute. Like, I'm serious. Y'all need to look up these people. Listen to their stories, and it's like every time I look up, there's a new video popping up. Y'all, I'm sorry, I done went crazy again. It's just so much, y'all, to be going on in the world. I'd be like, Lord. Okay, y'all, so I digress. Let me see, what else? What else has happened in the world? That's crazy. I don't even want to talk about that. Oh, I don't want to talk about that. That's gonna be sad. I might end it here. Well, let me end it on this. I know that I did a video a while back about the people who passed away when those tornadoes hit Lee County. There actually was a guy in Auburn who was a chef who raised $34,000 for those victims. And I just want to say that is amazing. And I'm just so glad that there are people who still are out here trying to help even months after it's happened. People are still trying to rebuild. The GoFundMe for my friend Tasha's aunt's GoFundMe, they increased it. And last I checked, she was like $9,000 away from that goal because they surpassed it the first time before it increased. I'm not sure what it's at right now. Let me see if I can look real quick. Right now it is at, yeah, it's still there. It's still at 31,000. The goal is 40,000 now. So yeah, the donations are coming in slower now. The last donation, if I'm not mistaken, was 10 days ago. So it might be kind of tapered off now, but yeah, I'm just so glad that people all over the world saw the devastation that was going on in Alabama and they reached out. And there was no fakeness like what came from y'all know who. Anyway, I'm not saying his name, but anyway, I hope y'all enjoyed this thoughts video, and I might come back later on. I hope y'all have a wonderful weekend, and I will talk to y'all later. Bye.